Have you ever heard this cheesy old quote, feedback is a gift? Oh, there it is. Feedback is a gift. Doesn't that make you cringe? Cheese on toast. I believe it, by the way. I also believe that people add an unsaid statement to the end of it, which goes something like, and if I don't like it, I can always take it back with a gift receipt and change it for something that I do like. Because receiving feedback is a huge deal for so many of us. So often, giving good feedback and how to give good feedback gets all the press, all the attention, and we know that that will always be hugely important, that that is done positively and constructively. Receiving feedback, in my opinion, is just as huge a deal, particularly if you are a manager or a leader of people, but for everyone, for all of us. And this is something that I've had to get really good at over the years. I'm lucky enough to receive a huge amount of positive feedback, not just on the good old happy sheets that people fill in at the end of a development session. I have a belief that that gives me so much feedback, but not the full picture. And we've all been in that situation where we don't really want to write the negative stuff on there. So I will seek that through different measures throughout the evaluation approach in all the development that I offer, because I want to know that, I want to hear it. How can I possibly expect to develop and improve my performance and my approach if I am not getting that range of feedback? It helps us to just lift these levels of self-awareness that we have to new heights, because we're getting the input from a range of people, guess what, each with their own different and unique perspectives and take on things. So of course we're going to get feedback from people at one end of the scale who tell us, yeah, I love that about your approach, that really works for me, it really works when you do X, Y and Z. And you will have people at the other end of the scale who say, actually that really doesn't work for me when you do that, or I hate it when you do that. And then from there we must decide how we're going to dissect and act upon that feedback. It also really helps us to uncover those blind spots, either things that we're not aware of in ourselves, we don't see in ourselves and others do, or perhaps those things that we might have a little bit of an idea that they're there, but we might not want to admit to them for lots of different reasons. Receiving feedback just helps us to continually develop, because things change. Something that we might have been brilliant at before, we might have dropped the ball along in some people's eyes along the way, and we need to focus down on it again. It could be the other way around. It could be something that we didn't used to be that good at, but we've really developed and we've got to a different place with it. We have a sense within ourselves all the time. Others will just help to confirm that or tell us if we need to refine our approach a little bit more. When you are going out there to seek feedback, in my opinion, the huge big thing that we have to show is that positive intent. We always know when somebody doesn't really want the feedback, or they're just saying it, the words don't match the actions and all the rest of it. And just think about all those people, I know I've met loads of them over the years, who say to me, Chris, you got feedback for me, just give it to me straight, just give me it as it is. And of course often we do that, and then the barriers go up, the blockers go up, because perhaps we haven't packaged the gift in the best way. So going in with that positive intent and being really open to the feedback, people will know. They'll know whether you're open to it or whether you're not. There's also something there for me about having a real level of appreciative inquiry, about being curious to understand how others see us as well. So this isn't a time for challenge or for saying, yeah, but what I actually meant from that was, it's not really that kind of dialogue. It's more of a let's talk, let me be open, and just give me the world as you see it. And if you are the kind of person who is looking for a really simple model, I'm a big fan of simple. They don't come much simpler in this stuff than stop, start, continue. So what would you like me to stop? What would you like me to start? And what would you like me to keep going? Keep doing. There you go. There is the most simple feedback model for you. However you do it, just do something. I always think if somebody comes along in your career and offers you a way to do this via something like a 360 feedback tool, then grab it. There are lots of great offers and models out there, but I've also seen people wrap themselves up in knots with getting too complex about this stuff. So for example, big spreadsheets set up up with 100 tabs and a million formulas in there. And I think whatever you're going to do, just do something. There's a really formal approach with this stuff, and there's a really informal approach. The problem, as I see it, is too many of us are not doing enough of any of it.